Okay, so that was part one of my dream, and that was the warning that was heeded to those who are not living the life that who are not saved, who are living a life that they know they shouldn't be living. So my dream continues. I leave her house or her apartment, which by the way were like they were it was like train cars stacked on top of each other, and people were living in them. That's what these apartments were. So I leave her house to go to work for her. And as I come out of the apartments, which again took me a while to get out of because they were just like so destroyed, and it was confusing. It was almost like you got into the elevator and you pressed a button, but that wasn't the actual floor that you were going to. I mean, it was just really confusing. So, um, kind of like the life of someone who's not living for Christ. Your life is confusing, and it's destructive, and it's hard to get to, um, and then once you're there, you're oppressed and depressed. So, anyways, okay, I leave there, and I come out of the apartment into this opening, which was kind of like pavement. It was like a big courtyard, and then all of a sudden, there are these beautiful bright lights, and it was almost like dark outside. There was these beautiful bright lights, and everybody was so amazed, and they were just like, oh wow, look at those lights, it's so beautiful, oh those are awesome. um, Life as a human is going to be different. There are UFOs. We're going to become friends with them, and life is going to be so awesome and different and cool, and this is how everybody was talking. But there were other people who knew that there was just not something right. There wasn't something right about these lights. They were very apprehensive about them and trying to kind of stay away from them. Then all of a sudden, these lights got a little bit closer, and they had like this beam of light that would come out, almost like a massive spotlight, and it would shine on somebody, and it would torture that person and then kill them. When it happened to the first person, then all of a sudden people started panicking. They were running around, they were screaming, they were hollering. I mean, the screams were like crazy. People were bumping into people to try to get away from these beams of lights, and there were several of these lights out there, and you could see these beams everywhere, and it was like they were searching people out. And so they would search certain people out, and once it beamed on them, it would torture them, and then it would kill them. There was dead bodies everywhere, and people were trying to find a place to hide, so they were trying to go into these apartments which were the the train cars. And they were rusted, they were old, so they were trying to find some comfort in them. And then there were other people who were walking around boldly, like nothing could ever touch them, almost in an arrogance, a complete and total arrogant way. They were walking around like, "Psh, they're not going to touch me. Ain't nothing going to happen to me." So let me tell you what the Lord illuminated to me about that. First of all, the bright light was the Illuminati. All these things that they're bringing to light to change the way that human life is, to change the morals that God had put in place from the beginning of time, and in a rapid way. It looks awesome to people. They think, oh wow, look at this change, it's pretty cool. Now, let me give you some examples that the Lord put in my mind. Abortion. All this stuff that's been coming out lately about selling the body parts of aborted babies in the flesh. I mean, just the total lack of disrespect for human life. Um, the legalization of gay marriage. It's not what God intended for man and woman to be married, not any other way. And I don't care what you think. This is from the Lord. So I could care less what you think. Now all of a sudden the Supreme Court says, oh, well, you don't have to have a driver's license to drive. So they're taking away all the regulations, trying to add this liberalism and this freedom. Um, they're taking away Christian rights. People are able to go into the streets and talk about killing white people, or killing these people, or the Muslims and the terrorists. I mean, they're being brought into America to kill people. And but yet someone can't stand and witness to somebody about the salvation and the joy and the love of Jesus Christ. How crazy is that? Obamacare. That's another thing that the Lord illuminated to me. Whole nother Illuminati thing. Take control of every aspect of your life. TV programs that are out nowadays making it seem normal for some of these relationships that people have. Oh, we don't have to get married. We can just live together, and just the disrespect for adults, and some of the ways that these teens are acting. Um, being sexual at an early age. I mean, just all that stuff that this TV poisons people's minds with. Even children's programs. The New World Order, one world currency. I mean, all this stuff is being into play. It also, the light represented Illuminati and all of their conspiracies. So conspiracy theories and their conspiracies to do the things that they've been doing behind people's backs, which some of them are starting to come to light, and people are going, that's what the light represented. And at first it seemed really cool, and everybody dug it, and they were like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, there's a new way of life, a new beginning for us, and we'll prosper, and we'll be great, and we'll love one another, and we'll all be friends. But that light, or the Illuminati, and the liberalism that they're creating, and the oneness that they're trying to create to control everybody, is destructive. It will destroy. And once people finally realize the destruction that let's face it, Illuminati's from Satan. Plain and simple. It is Satan's tool, and he's using people, and so let's call it for what it is. Everybody is gravitating towards Satan and all that he represents, disregarding God, disregarding the laws, disregarding the morals, thinking it's silly, thinking it's stupid, and oppressing God, trying to kick him out everywhere that they can. But all it's doing is causing destruction. Destruction in your life, destruction in this world. Look at the world today. It is so unsafe. Everything is unsafe about this world. Everything. It is destroying our world. Oh, the other thing that was brought to mind, that the Lord brought to mind, that it represented too, is the legalization of marijuana. It'll destroy you. I don't care what you think. It will not save you. It will not help you. It will not heal you. All it does is put you in a state of mind to where you forget about your pain, but the problem is still there. The research is bogus. Sorry, it's bogus. Anyways, so once people started realizing what Satan was doing to everybody, they got scared and they started running around. Um, and and there was destruction upon the earth, but there was also oppression. The railroad cars. What brought to my mind was the Holocaust and the Jews. That these apartments and this way of life and living was destruction. It meant certain death, because no one had money, no one had nice places to live anymore, and it was causing the death of everybody. The beam of light that went on certain people, those were the Christians. That is the persecution of the Christians by Satan. That's what that represented. The people who were being killed were those who did not abide by or believe in anything the Illuminati had to say. And they spoke against it. And they were the ones that were being persecuted. And hold on, I lost my train of thought. The ones that were walking around being bold. That was demons walking around. The rulers of our world, the ones who are in power, who think that they are untouchable, who think that everything that they say is going to go and people are going to follow them no matter what. That's who those people were. So I asked the Lord to show me what people can expect. Now you know. This is what you can expect. More lies, more deception, and all it does is cause destruction. There will be persecution, great persecution on the Christians, more so than we can see now. And there will be destruction for those who decided to follow the Illuminati or Satan, those who decided to follow the ways of this world. Expect destruction. Expect devastation. Expect you to be poor and to not have the things that you have now. Expect that, because it will happen. You have been warned.